guys, it's Shadow the Rat, and for today's video I wanted to do another cage tour of my rat's 6-unit Critter Nation. So I recently did a time-lapse video showing me cleaning the rat's cage and taking it from its Valentine's Day theme to this new kind of bluish green theme. And I showed the cage a bit at the end, but I thought I'd go ahead and give you a brief tour because, well, after putting so much work into it, I want to remember this cage theme. Anyways, I currently have a group of 7 girls living in this cage. They have access to all 6 units and they have no problem getting around. It's all connected and just basically everything's open for them to enjoy and explore. So I call this the Ratty Mansion because it's definitely the largest cage I've had. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the actual cage tour itself. So why don't we go ahead and start where the little necky rat is. Hello, Miss Tofu. Look at Tofu. Oh, she's so cute over there. What are you doing? You see they like to use the bridge to get across. And she's going into the spaceship. Okay, so this here is the first unit. First up, I do have these metal bass pans in all of the cage, and these are made specifically for this Critter Nation style cage. They also work with Ferret Nations, and I really love these pans. They are chew-proof, and they pretty much will last you forever, so they're really great for the cage. And of course for the theme, I've gone ahead and taped on some thematic colored paper. So you can see we have these little bubbles that are like greenish blue. But anyways, that's what the pans are. And as for the bedding itself, this is just some Marshall's ferret litter. It's very similar to yesterday's news, which has been discontinued. And I like to use this pelleted bedding in the cage because it's very heavy and so the rats can't really kick it out easily. Plus on top of that, it's very good at absorbing urine and also any smells. So it's just a very nice bedding to have in the cage. Oop, here's the Necky Bean again, using the shelves. She's a little pro. What are you doing? Excuse me. Are you just running that across the cage? Tofu! Okay, so getting into the meat of the cage. First up, we have my little bird rope thing here. This has been in the cage for a long time in this position. It's just a very sturdy bird rope. I think I got it from like PetSmart, and so I like to keep it in the cage because, well, the rats climb on it and it holds itself very well under their weight. Then I have 2 of these 4-ounce Oasis water bottles. These are my favorite water bottles. They're super easy to move around in their little metal sheaths. The plastic is super hard, so the rats can't really chew it easily. And then on top of that, they're just very easy to depress, and I've also never had one leak, which is a very big benefit over pretty much every other bottle I've tried. Then on this side, I have a little bird watering dish. This one is meant to hold, I think, bird food, and it just attaches to the cage bars. And you can see the little hood helps to prevent stuff from getting in the water and keeps it clean longer. Then up here, I have a 12-ounce Oasis water bottle. This is my other favorite kind of water bottle. It just attaches to the outside of the cage and can be clipped out very easily. But anyways, these water sources kind of lead me into the next thing in the cage, which is this double-decker shelf. So this is a closet shelf with some fleece binder clipped onto it. And as you're going to see, I have made it my mission to put in as many of these shelves as physically possible in this cage. So I may have ordered a few of these shelves from Amazon, and somehow my order got mixed up. So where I ordered 2 of these, they sent me 6. So I'm now deciding to use them because, well, I might not have paid for the other 4, but you know, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Or a gift rat in the mouth. Hello, Miss Tofu. Oh, she's so cute. So I've gone ahead and just decided to go all out and put them in the cage. And I think it's especially nice for my senior rats, Blueberry and Tater Tot, who can use them to get around very easily. Whereas the younger girls can just use all the active ways to get around. Or the shelves, like Miss Daisy Tofu here. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of these, and this is just the first one. So then in the middle, we have this freestanding shelf. I think it's a bathroom shelf meant to hold like soaps and stuff. And I've also binder clipped on fleece. Then I have a Rondi Space Igloo. This little plastic bin from the Dollar Tree, which I have cut out 2 sides so that the rats can use it like a little tunnel hide. Then that has a bowl with some oxbow in it. This is adult oxbow rat food, which my rats really like, and that's the main food they get. Then I have this bamboo bridge, the first also of many. You'll see there's actually 4 in this cage. I did go a little crazy. It's actually just a fence meant to be used in the yard to like put around your garden and so forth. It's just a little bamboo fence, but it works perfectly for the rats, and bamboo is safe for rats. So it's a really good way to add a little bridge to the cage. Oh, and we have Miss Popcorn here. She's such a handsome little bean. Yes, you are. Look at you. You're so cute. Boop the bean. So Popcorn is next to, or was next to, this little fun tunnel. I just cut up a fun tunnel and I have this little piece here for the rats to go through and enjoy. Then I have this 14.5-inch Silver Surfer. This is from Chewy. And I've just gone ahead and taped on some of this paper to make it a little more thematic. And then above that, I have 2 ledges which have been painted blue. Not my best paint job, but I tried. One's a lava ledge, one is this little carrot toy foraging thing I had where the rats destroyed the carrots, so now it just acts as another ledge. Then in the back, I have a 3-layer shelf. Don't ask, I am very obsessed with these things right now, but that has, again, more felt binder clipped onto it. Then I have another double-decker shelf, again, more felt binder clipped onto it. Then up here, I have an IKEA scarf hanger, and these work really well as fall breakers, and I have a bunch of these in the cage as well. And then up here, I have a space pod, specifically a teal one, and that just has some paper towel in it. So I think that is it for the first unit. So now let's go ahead and move right on to the next one over there. Okay, so here is the next unit. Again, you can see Miss Popcorn is helping us out by showing us one of the shelves. But anyways, starting off, we have a 3-layer shelf, again with fabric binder clipped on. Like I said, a little bit obsessed with these things right now. And then next to it, we have this locker shelf, which I have turned upside down, hung up with some C-clips, and then put some binder clips on so that I can hang a hammock from that as well. And that also has some fabric binder clipped on and acts as a little level. And then you can see the end of the bamboo bridge, which was started in the first unit. And then that leads directly to the shelf right here, where I have a Rodney Space Igloo that the rats have decided to start chewing up. Next to that, we have this little hammock. This is just a piece of felt, which I have gone ahead and hung up with these little clips. These are shower clips. And then I have this little bowl here. This is one of these reptile bowls that I've had for a long time, and it has some oxbow in it, plus a little hang-on bowl with more oxbow over here. Then going up, we have a Rodney Space Igloo. Again, the rats have chewed it a little bit, plus the spaceship hide from Ratty Box, which is over there. And my old girl Tater Tot in particular really likes that hide. But all the rats really like all the hides from Ratty Box, so those are always a hit. And then going down, we have another of these hammocks. Again, just a rectangle of fabric, which I've hung up. And then we have another of these double-decker shelves, which again has some fabric binder clipped onto it. Plus this little foraging wheel. This is from Ratty Box. And then this little chew toy, also from Ratty Box. And then in the middle, we have the second bamboo bridge, which, as you can see, I've added this little piece to in the middle for some stability. But yeah, that goes across between the 2 sides and acts as another kind of fall barrier. And then in the back, I have this little shelf thing, which is different than the shelf, so improvement. We have some variety with the shelves here, but that just has some felt binder clipped onto it as well. Well, it might be fleece, but whatever, fabric. And then down here, we have another space pod, which used to have some paper towel in it, but the rats decided to remodel a little bit and drag it out. So right now it's empty, and I'll probably put some more paper towel in there because the rats like to pee in them otherwise, and that gets nasty. Okay, so moving to this side, we have this little shelf here. This is just a bathroom shelf, which also just clips onto the cage like this, or I should say hangs on the cage. And I've just binder clipped on some felt. And then down here, we have a Dollar Tree bin, which I've gone ahead and hung up using some of these shower clips and some of these C-clips. And that also has a bowl of oxbow in it as well. And that is pretty much it for this second unit here. So let's go ahead and just continue our journey downwards and move right into the third unit, which, as you can see, it's all connected. So I'm just gonna close this. Okay, so this is the third unit, and as we continue our journey downwards into the depths of shelving hell, as you can see, the first thing we have is yet another shelf. I know, so surprising. So this is a double-decker shelf, again, with more fleece binder clipped on, again, and then here is, well, what do you know? Another 3-level shelf with more fabric binder clipped on. I know, I have so many of these shelves in the cage. Don't ask me why I'm so obsessed with them. But they definitely give the rats a little bit of a different setup this time. So if nothing else, they're having a little bit of a variety is the spice of life sort of situation going on. Anyways, moving on from the whole shelving thing, which, by the way, I forgot to mention there's another shelf over here. And that is, again, a double-decker shelf with more fabric binder clipped onto it. But anyways, moving away from that, then we have my third bamboo bridge. And this one's interesting because I actually broke it up kind of into 2 pieces. So I have this part here, which you can see I've hung over the edge, and then also used some C-clips to hang up and just make sure it doesn't move. And that's super sturdy. And then I have these little C-clips here, which I've used the bottom of the shelf to hang up. And then I have that broken off from this part here, which is the other side of it, which I then have hung up with more C-clips. So I just broke this off into two pieces because I couldn't figure out a way to angle it so that the rats could just go down. So I thought I'd just break it up like this and add this kind of upward area, and that would just allow the rats to use the two separate parts because they'd be relatively flat, and that has worked out pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with how that works. And then moving to this shelf here, I am calling this shelf here the hammock level because it just has two hammocks, which are again just two rectangles of fabric, which have been hung up with some C-clips and shower clips. And then I have another bowl of oxbow right here. So that is that for that level. Moving down, you now get to see kind of part of the start of the fourth unit, also where Miss Popcorn is. And that starts off with these IKEA scarf hangers. So I have two of these in a row. The first one here is just acting kind of as a fall breaker for rats that fall off the bamboo bridge. I know I have a lot of fall breakers, but I am super paranoid about rats falling down. I've heard some real horror stories. So I'd rather have a little more than needed than not enough. But yeah, this one here is just to act as a fall breaker and just another kind of fun area for the rats to climb. And that leads right down to the next one, which is another of these IKEA scarf hangers. And that one is actually attached up to the shelf, and I use that to kind of hook it up so that this one's stable on its own. You can see it's pretty sturdy. And yes, I do indeed have a third one. Well, actually my fifth one, but a third one for this downward sequence right here. And that one is a little bit more loose, although it's still pretty sturdy. And it's hung up with some shower clips and some C-clips. And that one was a real fun thing to try and attach. I do not even want to think about how I attach that in there, but it does work pretty well. And that is currently replacing my ramp, which I had in there before. I wanted something that could go alongside the shelf, which yes, I do indeed have another double-decker shelf with more fabric binder clipped on it in the back. But I wanted the rats to have yet another way to get down, and that is where this kind of scarf hanger comes in. Moving on to this side, we have this little hammock. This is just made with two dowels, which have been screwed onto the cage bars, and then I've taken a piece of fabric and binder clipped it on with these big binder clips, and that is super sturdy, and the rats really like that. Then I have a bunch of water bottles, two 4-ounce Oasis water bottles and one 8-ounce Oasis water bottle, plus another of these little bird water bowls. Then in the back, I have a little box, a shoe box, which I have cut open and also cut a hole in the top. And then I have yet another of these shelves, another double-decker shelf with more fabric binder clipped onto it. What a surprise. And then I have two ledges. One's a lava ledge, one's this little wooden ledge. These have both been painted blue, rather badly again, but I tried. And then moving down to where Popcorn is, we have yet another box, which I have cut some holes in and also stuffed with some paper for the rats to just chew up and tear and nest with. And that is just some brown paper that I got with the Amazon packages. Then I have a little hammock right here, which Popcorn is on. Again, it's just a rectangle of fabric, which has been hung up with some C-clips. What are you doing, Popcorn? And then I have this little toilet paper roll, which I just have hanging here for the rats to tear up. And then another of these Choco No Drip water bottles for more water. And then on the other side, I have this X-shaped bird rope, which I got from Ratty Box, plus a little ledge, which again I have painted. And then two more bowls of oxbow, both in these bar attaching bowls from Ratty Box. And then finally, the last two things in this unit are this little ball, which is just for the rats to chew up. And then also this little hide thing I made by just taping together two bins from the Dollar Tree, and that just has some more brown paper for the rats to chew up. And then moving to the next side, which as you can see, again, is just open like that. I'm gonna go ahead and go over there now. Okay, so moving on to the other side of the bottom, first up we have this 15-inch wheel. This is the Chen Sprint from Exotic Nutrition, and it's a really great wheel. Again, I have added on some paper to make it thematic. Then inside we have two space pods. One is a normal size space pod, the large version, and the other is the small space pod, which mainly my dwarfs use, but even the standard rats can technically curl up in there, just pretty much just one at a time. So yeah, both of those are very loved, and in particular the small space pod is also right next next to the tie hanger so that the rats can jump down from the tie hanger very easily. Then next to that, I have another shelf, again with more fabric binder clip on. And then I have yet another double-decker shelf. I think that is like my 8th or 9th one, holy crap. And that one has, again, more fabric binder clip on. Then I have my 4th bamboo bridge, which just lets the rats get across the 2 units. As you can see, it's actually connected right to where the other double-decker shelf is, so the rats can just hop down and then run across to this side. I like to try and give the rats as many ways across the cage as possible because they just seem to have a lot of fun figuring out different ways to get from one side to the other. But yeah, that's right there. And then I have another of these little hammocks, again, just a rectangle of fabric that's been hung up. Then I have another of these Dollar Tree bins, which I have cut 2 holes in for the rats to have easy access and to use it as a little tunnel hide. Then I have yet another bowl of Oxbow in the back. And then I have what I call Chewing Alley, which just has a bunch of chew toys. Most of these are from Ratty Box, and some of them have been well loved. But yeah, the rats really enjoy chewing on these, and I thought I'd just add a bunch of stuff for them to enjoy chewing up and tearing just in that little area. And then down below, we have a little bridge. This is just a little bendy bridge. And then we have another of these fun tunnels, and then another box, which I have cut out some holes in. And then moving to the middle, we have a little cookie chew and another bowl of Oxbow. And that is it for this unit right here. So let's go ahead and finally make our way to the 6th and final unit. Okay, so as I was saying, this is the final unit, and this is also the unit that I changed the least from last time's setup. First up, as you can see, there's actually a roof and a floor, so the rats can't actually get between the upper and lower unit just by climbing up. But as you can see here, there is a little hole. So this is the cutout pan, and the cage unit above has the cutout pan on it so that the rats can easily go through the hole. And then they have this little hammock below, which is one of these little peg side hammocks, which just makes it easier for them to get through the hole and also acts as a fall breaker if they do slip. Hello, Toasty. There she is. Look at her. But yeah, I like to have this unit set up like this, just so that if I want to cut off one of the units, I can do so easily. So for example, when I was cage cleaning, I just went ahead and slid some plexiglass over the hole, and that way the rats were stuck in this one unit here while I cleaned the other 3 units. Oh my god, hello, Butter. You're so cute. Oh, I'm getting distracted. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I had this unit cut off while I was cleaning the rest of the cage so that the rats could just chill in here. And then when I needed to clean this unit, I just went ahead and put the rats in the rest of the cage and kept the unit closed off, and then I cleaned this one while the rats were enjoying the rest of the cage. So that's just one use for this unit being kind of separate, but another use, of course, would be to have rats in after surgeries or to have rats in before intros and stuff like that. It's just nice to have a unit that can be easily sectioned off from the others. So yeah, that's what this unit is for. Nikki taking her food. She's so cute. So yeah, that's what this unit is for. And then moving to the stuff in the unit, I already mentioned the little hammock right above there. So I have that side hammock, then I have a real hammock right here. You'll notice it's gray. That's because I ran out of fabric that was blue and green. Then I have yet another of these scarf hangers right here. And then I have, Tofu, how much food do you have in your mouth? But yeah, then I have a box with some of the crinkle paper in it. As you can see, the rats have been busy dragging that up from the bottom. Then I have my dig box in the middle, which is just a 20-gallon long tank, which has some of this crinkle paper in it. And this crinkle paper is really good for making burrows in because it holds burrow shape really well. Hello, Butter. You're so cute. And then next to the dig box, I have this little crinkled fun tunnel. And then I have 2 more 4-ounce Oasis water bottles. And then another of these shelves from the Dollar Tree. And then a little bird rope, which is just a bendy rope that I made into a swirl pattern. Then 2 more of these painted lava ledges. Actually, I also have a 3rd painted lava ledge here, and a 4th one right here, and then a 5th painted ledge here. That's a different type of ledge, but it still attaches to the side of the cage. But anyways, then I have this little food bowl with some Oxbow in it here. Then my final double-decker shelf is right here with more fabric binder clip onto it. And no, Butterbean, she's just so cute. And then I have my final wheel here, which is a 16-inch wheel from Pandemonium Pets on Etsy. So that also has been accessorized with some blue paper. So yeah, that's it for this unit. So let me go ahead and just go back and show you the entire cage again. Anyways, that's it for this cage tour. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the rats enjoying their spoils, even though they were mostly asleep. Yeah, I just hope you enjoyed this setup. And yeah, I hope it was just a fun cage tour, and I hope you enjoyed the aesthetic in particular, because as we know, the rats are not going to enjoy that I tried to theme it, but they're definitely going to enjoy the setup, and they have been enjoying it in the day they've been in this new setup. Typically, these setups I change every like 6 weeks, so it's not a ton of cleaning, even though when I actually get around to doing it, of course, it is quite a long process to clean and rearrange everything. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this cage came out. And the rats seem to be happy as well. So overall, I think it was a successful endeavor. I'm just going to call my cage cleanings an endeavor because it took like 8 hours. But I'm done now, so that's good until, well, 6 weeks from now. But anyways, like I was saying, I'm very happy with how it turned out. And I'm very glad that the rats seem to be liking it as usual. So yeah, that's it for this cage tour. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!